Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we delve into the lives of extraordinary individuals to uncover the essence of their character and the experiences that shaped them. Today, we turn our attention to the incomparable Peter Sellers, a master of comedic genius and a chameleon of characters. Born on September 8, 1925, in Southsea, Hampshire, England, Sellers would grow up to become one of the most beloved and versatile entertainers of his time. As we explore the early life of Peter Sellers, we find ourselves in the charming seaside town of Southsea, where the sound of seagulls and the smell of salt water filled the air. His parents, William Sellers and Agnes Marks, were both performers in their own right, with his father being a pianist and his mother a singer. This exposure to the world of entertainment would have a profound impact on young Peter, who was drawn to the spotlight from an early age. The family's residence above the family shop, which sold pianos and other musical instruments, became a hub for musical gatherings and impromptu performances. The Sellers family was known for their love of music and performance, and their home was always filled with the sound of laughter and entertainment. Peter's mother, Agnes, was a talented singer who would often perform at local concerts and gatherings. Her voice, described as sweet and melodious, would later influence Peter's own approach to comedy and performance. As a young boy, Peter would often watch his mother prepare for her performances, observing the way she would rehearse her lines, adjust her costume, and perfect her stage presence. Peter's early education took place at Portsmouth Grammar School, where he struggled to find his footing in the traditional academic setting. However, it was during this period that he began to develop his skills as a performer, often entertaining his classmates with impressions and comedic sketches. This early exposure to the world of performance would later shape his approach to comedy and acting. The historical context of Peter's early years is also noteworthy. Growing up during the interwar period, Peter was exposed to the harsh realities of war and its impact on British society. The sound of air raid sirens and the smell of smoke from nearby factories were a constant reminder of the tumultuous times in which he lived. Despite these challenges, Peter's family remained resilient, and their love of music and performance provided a much-needed escape from the hardships of everyday life. As we explore the early influences that shaped Peter's character, we find that his love of radio and cinema played a significant role in his development as a performer. He would often listen to the radio, mesmerized by the voices and characters that came alive through the airwaves. The cinema also held a special allure for Peter, with its magical world of make-believe and fantasy. These early influences would later shape his approach to comedy and performance, as he drew upon a wide range of characters and accents to create his unique brand of humor. One notable influence on Peter's early life was the comedian and actor Stanley Holloway. Holloway's performances, which often featured comedic monologues and character sketches, would later inspire Peter's own approach to comedy. In conclusion, Peter Sellers' early life was marked by a rich tapestry of creative expression, family support, and historical context. From his birth in Southsea to his formative years at Portsmouth Grammar School, Peter's experiences laid the foundation for his future success as a master of comedic genius. As we pick up Peter's story, we find him in his early 20s, working as a drummer and comedian in various bands and comedy troupes. It was during this period that he began to develop his skills as a performer, honing his craft through countless performances and experiments with different characters and accents. This early exposure to the world of radio and television would later shape his approach to comedy and performance. One notable influence on Peter's early career was the comedian and actor, Spike Milligan. Milligan's irreverent style and absurd sense of humor would later inspire Peter's own approach to comedy. The two men met while working on a radio show, and their collaboration would lead to some of the most innovative and hilarious comedy of the time. In 1951, Peter landed a role on the popular BBC radio show The Goon Show alongside Spike Milligan and Harry Secombe. The show's unique blend of absurdity, surrealism, and slapstick humor would become a hallmark of Peter's career, and his characters, such as Bluebottle and Major Bloodknock, remain beloved to this day. The show's success was not limited to the UK. It gained a significant following in Australia and other parts of the world, introducing Peter's unique brand of comedy to a global audience. As Peter's star continued to rise, he began to transition from radio to television and film. His breakthrough role came in 1959 with the film The Mouse That Roared, where he played multiple characters, including the Prime Minister of a small European country. This film showcased Peter's incredible range and versatility as an actor, and it marked the beginning of a long and successful career in cinema. Throughout the 1960s, Peter appeared in a string of hit films, including The Lady Killer's Dr. Strangelove and The Pink Panther. His performances were consistently praised by critics and audiences alike, and he became known for his ability to bring complex, nuanced characters to life on screen. One notable example of Peter's dedication to his craft was his preparation for the role of Dr. Strangelove. He spent hours studying the mannerisms and speech patterns of the character, working closely with the director Stanley Kubrick to create a truly unforgettable performance. The film's success was a testament to Peter's talent and versatility, and it cemented his status as one of the leading comedians and actors of his time. As we explore Peter's remarkable career, we find that his love of music and performance continued to play a significant role in his life. He would often incorporate musical numbers into his films and television shows, showcasing his impressive vocal range and talent for mimicry. The historical context at the time also had an impact on Peter's work, with the social and cultural upheavals of the 1960s influencing the themes and tone of his comedy. In conclusion, Peter Sellers' career was marked by a series of triumphs and innovations as he pushed the boundaries of comedy and performance. From his early days on The Goon Show to his starring roles in film and television, Peter's unique talent and dedication to his craft have left an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. As Peter's career reached new heights, his personal life became increasingly complex. He married 3 times, first to Anne Howe, then to Britt Ekland, and finally to Miranda Quarry. Each marriage brought its own set of challenges and inspirations, with Peter often incorporating elements of his personal life into his performances. For example, his relationship with Britt Ekland influenced his portrayal of the lovable but hapless Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther series. Despite his professional success, Peter struggled with personal demons, including depression and anxiety. He was known to be intensely self-critical, often doubting his abilities as an actor and comedian. These struggles would sometimes manifest on set, with Peter becoming withdrawn or irritable during filming. However, he also used these experiences to inform his performances, bringing a depth and nuance to his characters that resonated with audiences. One notable example of Peter's personal struggles influencing his work is the film Being There. Peter's portrayal of Chance was widely praised, with many critics noting the subtlety and vulnerability he brought to the role. This performance was, in part, a reflection of Peter's own feelings of disconnection and isolation, which he had experienced during periods of depression. Throughout his life, Peter was also fascinated by spirituality and the supernatural. He was an avid reader of metaphysics and the occult, often incorporating elements of these interests into his performances. For example, his character in The Magic Christian is a wealthy and eccentric individual who uses his wealth to play elaborate pranks on the upper class. This film showcases Peter's ability to blend humor with social commentary, as well as his fascination with the human condition. His struggles with depression and anxiety, as well as his fascinations with spirituality and the supernatural, all contributed to the unique perspective and humor that he brought to his performances. This quote captures the essence of Peter's creative genius, as well as the personal struggles and triumphs that defined his life. That's all for today's Biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.